Welcome back to the Auto Obsessive Garage. Chadwick with you again for the start of a new project series. You know, it doesn't take long for me to move on to my next project. You know, I like to keep them kind of going back to back. Probably a problem at the end of the day if you really look at it like that. But anyway, super excited to start this project. A little background is I've been looking at these cars for an extended period of time. I've had my eyes on them ever since I found out about them. I thought they were really cool. I like how they're kind of rare and hard to find nowadays. And I also like that the values are going up on them. So it's a good time to jump in there if you haven't already. Trying to track down one in the specs that I'm looking for is a little tricky. The automatics seem to be far more available, and I really wanted a manual. So without further ado, the car I'm talking about is the Mercedes-Benz 190e 2.3 16. Now that name is a mouthful, but those numbers have a huge amount of value and meaning to them, especially the 16 portion, talking about the 16 valves in the head, not to mention that's a Cosworth head, and that's kind of the party piece of this car. Of course, yes, the body kit is amazing, the handling is great too. I don't know too much about that right now because this car is not even close to being in a drivable state. So I'm gonna shoot some video here, show you guys how the car currently stands. It was an opportunity that popped up. It's always nice to buy a complete car, but hey, you know me, if you guys have watched any of my videos, I'm pretty crazy. I'll jump in there on pretty interesting projects, so being able to put together a car that I really want, I'm in it. So without further ado, let me introduce you guys to the car, show you where we're at now. Also to set kind of the expectation, this is going to be a long-term project. This isn't going to be a quick turnaround with some maintenance items here and there. This is like a full-on restoration project. So let's get it started. This is a marathon, not a sprint for this one. So bear with, and you know, it's probably going to be over time where you see updates. But here's the intro. Hope you guys enjoy it. And here she is, a 1987 Mercedes-Benz 190e 2.3 16 valve Cosworth. Got a great deal on the car, clean title. These things are definitely going up in value. I think folks are starting to value them a little higher, and I can see them appreciating. They're getting harder and harder to find also. As far as the overall condition of the car, it's fair to good. The body is very solid on it. A couple little dings here and there and some imperfections. The paint isn't 100% perfect. It also hasn't been cleaned up. This thing's been sitting outside for a while. It's actually been unregistered for about 10 years. I think it's been 10 years since it ran, so we have a lot of work to do. Let's check out the state of affairs inside the actual car. This was full of parts when I bought it, so they're trying to swap a lot of the good parts off a good donor into this one. This one had a good body, so you can see, and it's nasty. Like I said, this thing sat for about 10 years. I don't know how much you can actually see in here, but it's filthy. There's spider webs, dirt all over the seats, and all the switch panels, and you know, look, the handles are missing, so I'm gonna have to find those if they're in the boxes I got. This car, right now, I mean, it looks a lot better because it was just full of everything. I had a million, that's a tough door. I had a million boxes of random parts in there. As you can see, the floor area is missing right here. I think that's in there. A security system, an ECU. There's the glove box right there. The seats don't look teared. The seam is coming apart a little bit. On the driver's seat, nothing too bad, but as you can see, everything's factory. Missing the shift knob. This is a 5-speed manual, which is excellent. The automatics you can find, the 5-speed manuals are getting super rare. It just has a regular wood shift knob, so I got to source that one. So it looks pretty solid in here. Everything's there. I have a bunch of other parts. The big operation is going to be cleaning. It is just, the lighting's not good, I'm sorry. But you can see it's disgusting in here. So I'm going to clean all this up. Dash is fine, not cracked at all. Everything's in there. Sunroof. Haven't hooked the battery up to test it, but I'm sure that works too. It has the 16-inch SL wheels, which I am a massive fan of. These wheels look excellent. They basically have the same style. They're not chrome like the ones that came on the car, and they're 1 inch larger, so these are 16s. The car came with stock 15s, so these are nice and meaty. They're like 16 by 8. The only thing is, one of them is missing. So I only got 3. As you can see, here's a regular 15 on the back. So I did find one. I was able to source one, and that's coming, so we're taking care of that. But overall, most of the 16V specific body cladding is there. That stuff's getting harder and harder to find. We are missing this driver side rear dog leg. Already sourced that, it's on the way. So it's looking pretty damn good. Today's operation is gonna be just cleaning it up. You know, I'm gonna go through the car and maybe we'll do a before and after. As you can see, it's just kind of funky in there. I think this is an aftermarket, or it was an antenna. We're just gonna clean it up, take it back to factory and make it look nice in here. So here we go. But yeah, this is it, man. This is the car we really wanted to work on. So the 190E 2.3. Let's dig in there, clean it up, clean the interior, clean the exterior, and then we'll start, you know, following this project as we go. Like I said, I'm doing a full restoration. I want this car to come back to as close to stock as possible, be in great shape, probably get some really good rubber on the tires, check out the suspension, put a good upgraded suspension on there. So these cars are, like I said, amazing, and I want it to appreciate in value. So back to stock, clean it up. I love it. I love how it looks. Well, stop rambling and let me start cleaning. I really should be doing a better job of documenting every step in the process of this 190E 16V restoration, so I'm going to try to catch up here. All I've really done since I received the car is purchase the necessary parts that were missing. This was an interesting purchase opportunity. These things are getting harder and harder to find, honestly. Let's go over the car and see what I've done so far. Obviously the 15-inch rim in the back isn't gonna fly. This car has the 16x8 SL wheels all over, which are amazing. They look just like the stock ones, but larger, so I can fit a larger tire. So that's already been ordered. Just gotta get a matching tire to put on the wheel and we'll be good to go. Cleaned up the exterior quite a bit, so it's nice and shiny. The paint's not perfect. There's a lot of imperfections here and there. This car sat mostly outdoors for about 10 years. So it doesn't look horrible for that, but still not ideal. So you can see some of the discoloration on the roof here. But overall, not horrible. There's some dings here and there. As expected, this car was driven. I think it has 150K on it. So not crazy mileage for an 87 190E, but I've certainly seen better. Like I said, the body is pretty clean. If you want to know how to get the best deal on a 190E 16V right now, get it with this engine modification. That's right, the empty engine bay modification. You'll get a better deal than anyone else. So as you can see here, I have my work cut out for me. It's pretty dirty in here, so the step after cleaning the exterior, I cleaned the interior of the car already also. Now I'm gonna clean up this engine bay and get it all cleaned up. See, you know, take inventory of what I'm missing, what I need to start gathering, and replace anything I need to replace while it's all open like this. Also, I can do a deep clean before I rebuild the engine and put that back in, so that'll be nice. As you can see, it is pretty nasty. Got to put the front half of that drive shaft back in. So we have a lot of work to do, but pretty much everything's here. We just need to clean it up. This is a clean title car, which is great. So hopefully we can make the value increase, or it'll be a good value when we get everything back together. Here's the heart of the 190 2.3 16V. There's the beautiful engine with the Cosworth head. Previous owner said the engine runs great, so we'll have to see if all that is true. Of course, I plan to tear it down. I'm gonna go in there, probably do head gasket just before I put everything together. It doesn't make sense not to. Head studs, all the accessory stuff we'll go over and see if the conditions are good or whatnot, if they're fully functional. If not, I'll probably be replacing components as I go. It's so much easier outside the engine. Obviously, we'll do, you know, all new gaskets on the exhaust and intake manifold, and replace all hoses, lines, anything like that. So should be a pretty fun project. All right, let's take a look inside the 190E 16V after I've detailed the interior a bit. I love those sticky door handles. All right, and it is very dark in here. But we'll come in here and just take a general inventory. It's missing the carpeting on this side, so I gotta get that taken care of. You can see the old security system and ECU there. Everything seems to be connected to the ECU, so that headache shouldn't be too bad. As far as the seats go, these Recaros are in excellent shape. The only issue is a little bit of a seam tear on the driver's seat, but come on. 30-something-year-old seats, that's not bad. There's the manual. It's missing the stock 190E 16V dogleg shift knob, which kind of stinks. I really wanted to go for all original. I'll still try to source that, so I got that little wooden one on there now. This was originally a manual, so that's nice. Everything else is in good shape. Dash is not cracked, which is fantastic. I do have the glove box. I have everything else. I'll probably try to source a stock stereo to get it full stock in here. but for the most part, pretty good. Rear seats, same situation. Pretty dang good shape. So these are Recaros also. Just need to really do a more thorough cleaning. I did a kind of standard leather cleaning and they came out pretty good. Not a lot of wear and they're in good shape. No sagging headliner or anything like that. It's, like I said, overall, not in bad shape for a car that sat for 10 years. So one of the issues that really stinks is the door handles seem to be missing and the controls, the switches. So I need to find those. I literally have a ton of parts. Let me show you the parts. So 16V specific parts are hard to come by. They're expensive and rare. So I've got a ton of parts that came with the car. As you can see on the side of my garage, there's the original headers. There's the transmission down there, the differential, and all of this lining the side of my garage. I keep my garage pretty damn clean. So it's kind of bothering me, but these are giant totes. Just full of everything, extra parts, the fan shrouds. It's pretty cool. I even have another valve cover that came with the car, a 16V valve cover. So those are worth a bit. That's nice. I got like 3 different clutch and flywheel combinations. Unsure on what the heck's happening there. Even got, this is like one of my favorite things. Sorry about the mess, guys. Yeah, that's right. The Mercedes service manual. Those are going for quite a bit of money. Look how hefty that thing is. So that's super cool. And another binder for doing other Mercedes maintenance items. So pretty cool. I mean, that's awesome stuff, right? The guy I bought it from was a serious Mercedes guy. He daily drove a 600 SL, the V12 car, so he knows his stuff. So he had a ton of them, a ton of old Mercedes. He just didn't have time for this project, so very glad to get it off his hands for a great price and looking forward to building her up. Here's that 16x8 SL wheel to complement the rest of the 3 on the car. So that'll be nice. We'll probably get a matching tire, just throw that on to have a cheap fix to get the car on 4 matching wheels and tires. Excellent. Got a pretty good deal online. These things are so hard to find, especially in this condition. The other ones don't even have any curb rash or anything, so I think this is going to be a good addition to the car.